Yes.
So, Ritvik Bhardwaj.
Yes. Yes.
So, Ritvik, first let me introduce myself. I am Madan Mohan, Technical Director in Mayur Batra Group. I joined this company last year, or more than 1 year, you can say. I have more than 18 years of experience in technology. Prior to this company, I was leading information security, risk and governance in Vodafone.
Yes.
I worked with KPMG, IBM, Wipro, Ericsson, right? And here I'm taking care of RPA, cybersecurity, information security, and privacy vertical.
Yes, sir.
So I just want to hear from your side, what is your experience?
So
Right.
overall experience.
What kind of big projects you have handled? What is your day-to-day activities?
So I started my career in 2016. So I am basically a BTech 2016 pass out. So I started my career with HCL Technologies as a desktop support engineer. After so in desktop support I was in 3 to 4 months. After that I moved to project which was a DVR technical project in HCL Technologies only. And after that I did CCNA and I was an L1 network engineer in back in operations. And after that I did CCNP and moved to Cisco Global Technologies as a full-fledged network engineer. So there I was responsible for three things. One was SME project, one was value support project, and apart from that internal operations. So after working there for 10 months, I joined KMG IT Services Gurgaon. So this company was more about that server kind of thing, and soon after I joined the company, the cloud was also introduced. So right now I am working in 50% of that includes cloud and 50% of that includes IT internal operations. So in IT internal operations, if I talk, so basically all the stuff related to servers and firewalls and all that stuff. And if I talk about cloud, so all those resources which are required for the production environment. My task is to create those resources as per client requirement and their monitoring and end-to-end handling of that infra. And apart from that, a little bit of also that includes cloud or DevOps. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, please continue.
So this is my overall experience, and so in total my experience is 4 years 6 months.
Okay. So I just want to understand, have you done any kind of migration from on-premise solution to AWS or vice versa?
So our company had faced some data related issues. Basically there was a virus attack, so there were some databases which were moved to the cloud using DMS service. And apart from that, if I talk about the .NET, so we are directly moving those databases to Azure cloud. And apart from that, we have created certain servers to in cloud from on-premise.
Okay. So what is the process you follow for transferring the data from on-premise to cloud? Or if I'm saying not data, if there is some web application who developed by the third party, right? Now you want to transfer that website to cloud. So what are the things you will consider? I need a step by step.
So first of all, we will do the feasibility check, which kind of server we require on the cloud based upon the cost optimization. And apart from that, whether that will be a Linux server or a Windows server or any other server. And after that, we will create that server, and whatever the data is, we can move through the WinSCP, or we can keep it on the S3. And to create any website, so we can take the help of S3 and Route 53, all those services. So in that way, the on-premise website is moved to the cloud server.
Okay. And what kind of security parameter you would consider for any kind of website?
So,
AWS?
so we will consider the data to be encrypted, and apart from that, buy SSL certificates from competent authorities. So these are the security, and apart from that, we can do the server hardening and port changing of the putty from 22 to other ports, any random port. So these are the overall securities, and apart from that, use NACLs, etc. So these are the policies, security
Okay.
policies.
Okay. Do you have any experience on the WAF tool?
WAF.
Web application firewall?
Web application firewall. So in cloud, I have not created any firewall, but hardware firewall, and basically the UTM box, and that once I had installed the PFSense firewall on the system, so I have experience on those kind of firewalls.
Okay, but not on cloud.
So I didn't get a chance to create virtual firewalls in cloud.
Okay, okay. You also mentioned that you have installed and configured Nagios monitoring tool.
Yes.
What is that monitoring tool?
So Nagios is the monitoring tool in which we can do a very great number, a very large number of monitoring. So Nagios is basically a very famous tool for monitoring in IT infrastructure. So basically we have to do the add the basically an NSC client or NRP client for Linux, and do the add the DNS or the IP of the server in that configuration file, and after that, that server is added to the Nagios portal. And apart from that, it offers many features like we can enable mailing service, and apart from that, in configuration mode, there is a configuration mode in which various kind of servers are already present, so we can add them for the detailed monitoring. So there are two types, one is Nagios Core and one is Nagios XI. So XI offers more features, and the version is 4.4.6. So I have configured that using Linux.
Okay, okay. How familiar you are with Linux?
If I talk about the Linux, so as far as the AWS is concerned, so up to that level knowledge I have, but not at up till the administrator level.
Okay. So can you configure any proxy server on Linux?
Proxy server, so I am not configured as of now,
Okay.
both in Windows and Linux. So proxy, but proxy pass I have knowledge of about in the Nginx. So in Nginx, what is it does is distributes the load in a proper manner, and if you want to move the data from one port to another port, so for that we can use the Nginx proxy pass. But
Okay.
but
You also mentioned that. Yeah, you also mentioned that you have worked on the Splunk.
so Splunk I had implemented, not work, because it creates the log, so I don't know how to read those logs. So we have one domestic client known as Eli Lilly. So they asked me to install Splunk on the Linux, and do the basically create forwarder and the indexer. So I created that portal and handed over it to them.
Okay, so that's a normal configuration you have.
Yes. So basically, the Splunk is basically a logging tool, right? So
Correct.
it generates a lot of logs. So to read those logs, I don't know.
No, it will not generate log. It collects the log.
So I don't know how to read those logs, but I had configured that Splunk. So in that company also there were some Splunk administrators. So I was also the part of that team. So in Splunk, TBs and TBs of data had to be ingested, and various SLAs were defined. So all that stuff.
Okay. So basically, if you are installing Splunk, you have to configure connectors as well. Have you done that part? Connectors?
Collectors. So basically, I configured this Splunk around 6 months back. So that I don't remember. Forwarder and indexer I had done.
Sorry.
Collector right now I don't remember.
Okay. And what about Docker Swarm?
So Docker Swarm basically is done for the clustering. So we have to do a master slave configuration. So Docker Swarm in it, and it will generate a token. And after that, in that slave, we have to do the Docker join. So basically, the clustering in the Docker is known as the Docker Swarm.
Okay. So please tell me one thing, right? If I give you the task that you are also responsible for the AWS cloud, right? Now, if I'm saying also responsible, that means you have to configure devices, right? Each and everything in AWS. Also, if somebody develops some application, you have to transfer that application, web application or database to AWS, or well, vice versa, from AWS to on-premise. Correct? And also the security features of that device or that application. Are you comfortable in that? Or first thing is this. Second, have you done this kind of end-to-end implementation in AWS or not?
End-to-end implementation, if see I am a single person and I am wholly responsible for entire AWS, so I have not worked in that kind of scenario. But basically in my company we have I am in a team, so whole team I have worked. So single responsibility I have not taken till now.
But can you do that?
I will try my level best, but I cannot guarantee.
Okay. So basically in your team, how many persons?
So in total there are 5. One is the team leader and one person in another there, and I am in Gurgaon. So 3 people in Gurgaon. One is in Kolkata and one is in United States.
Okay, and then what is your role, day-to-day role?
So
because you have mentioned each and everything in your CV.
Please pardon?
See, you have mentioned everything in your CV. But
Yes.
what is your day-to-day roles and responsibilities?
So my day-to-day responsibilities include, like I have told you, 50% of that includes IT internal operations, in which my task is to manage the firewall and check the basically in operation, check the links and do the antivirus server monitoring and all the issues related to the users, and apart from that the monitoring of the databases and all those servers which are on premise. So in our company we have in total of 21 servers. Apart from that 50% of that includes cloud, in which my task is to create the resources for the production environment as per the client requirement. Apart from that their monitoring and since it's a software development company, so DevOps tools are also used. So, and if there are any issues or I am stuck, so reporting to my team lead regarding those issues.
Okay, and what kind of challenges you face?
So there are various kind of challenges. So sometimes what happened was the EC2 instance status checks were not 2x2. So drain that instance and create it all over again or restart. Sometimes the data is not moving to and fro. For that, check the ports, etc. And so basically this kind of server troubleshooting. Apart from that, sometimes I had faced issues in Docker, so the container was not getting up. So drain that container and create it all over again. So these kind of issues we faced. And apart from that, a few months back, our hardware firewall was corrupt. So with the help of the Sophos team, we had to configure firewall all over again. So these kind of stuff I have faced recently.
Okay. So handle all these issues, right, alone, or you just transfer these queries to some other team member to resolve all these issues?
So that depends. So when our firewall was corrupt, so we had taken the help from the Sophos team, basically Sophos customer care technical team. Apart from that, if I talk about the internal operations, so if there are any hardware issues in the server and if that server is in warranty, so get in touch with their
Yeah,
respective.
that is I can understand, because in Sophos you can't do anything. You need to take a third party help.
Yes,
Right.
yes. So
Apart from whatever the issues in AWS related to server upgrade, transfer of data, right, monitoring, all those kind of things. So, are you do you handle this alone, or this?
no, a team. So there are two engineers in my team. One is the team leader, and one is in Kolkata, and one is in US. So this is my team of 5 people.
Okay, fine. And yeah, how much we are getting right now?
So right now I am getting very less, 3.2 LPA. Due to Corona, the company is unable to increase my package. And apart from that, I have 2 offers. One from Skill Rock, so that is 5 LPA in Gurgaon Udyog Vihar, and one is from Amdocs, that is 7.5 lakhs per annum.
And right now around 2 LPA, right?
No, 3.2 LPA.
3.5.
3.2.
3.2. Okay. Okay. And what is your notice period, or you are on notice period?
Serving notice period, because I have to join. Basically, I am planning to join Amdocs by first week of April.
Okay.
So that is in Pune, and right now they are offering work from home.
Okay. So you are ready to go to Pune?
Yes, no issues.
Okay. Because North Indian can't go, Pune and Mumbai.
No, that's not an issue. To make a career, you have to go to.
Right. So basically, district, we are looking for one person, right, who should take care of AWS work for our internal one, not for the client.
Okay.
Because we have many applications that we have developed or we are developing, right? And we need to one person who should take care of AWS server with regards to those applications, their daily operations and all, right? So I'm again asking you, can you handle alone the complete AWS architecture?
But I cannot guarantee, but I will make the best efforts, because in AWS is also a very vast thing, right? So that everything. So suppose I face 10 kind of issues, and there are 10 number of roadblocks. So I fix 8 to 9, but I cannot guarantee that 10 out of 10 will be fixed.
Okay. But for that one, you can take care from AWS, right?
AWS, and apart from that, I have a Telegram group. So there I post, and apart from that, there are various Facebook groups, and several of my friends are working in cloud. So take help from them. So in that way, that can be fixed.
Okay.
And apart from that, one Stack Overflow is also a portal. There we can post our issues.
So basically, more than 90% you can handle.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. And how much is your expectation?
So Amdocs is offering me 7.5. So, and right now I am drawing 3.2. So I cannot say anything.
Okay. Fine, Ritwik, so it's done.
Actually, I had already told HR that I am on offer, but right.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
I had also told your HR that right now I am having an offer 7.5. So basically, right now I am drawing 3.2 and an offer of 7.5. So about salary, I cannot because that will be around 200% hike.
Yeah.
So because 3.2 if we multiply by 2, so MDocs already gave me 100%.
Okay. Fine. So let me check with HR as well, and they will come back to you.
Okay, thank you.